if I told you there's a country in Asia that most people have never heard of, yet it's younger than your smartphone? Welcome to East Timor, officially known as Timor-Leste, a nation that didn't even exist on maps until this millennium. Picture this. While you were probably learning to ride a bike or starting elementary school, an entire country was being born. East Timor achieved independence in 2002, making it not just Asia's newest nation, but one of the youngest countries on Earth. This isn't some ancient civilization we're talking about. This is a country that's barely old enough to drink. But here's what makes East Timor's story absolutely fascinating. This isn't just about political boundaries changing on a map. This is about a people who endured centuries of colonization, decades of occupation, and ultimately fought for their right to exist as an independent nation. Let me take you back to understand how we got here. East Timor sits on the eastern half of Timor Island, nestled between Indonesia and Australia. For over 400 years, it was a Portuguese colony, making it completely different from its neighbors who were under Dutch or British control. Imagine being the odd one out in your neighborhood for 4 centuries. That's East Timor's story. The Portuguese influence runs deep here. Even today, Portuguese remains one of the official languages alongside Tetum, the local language. You'll find Portuguese-style architecture, Catholic churches dotting the landscape, and a culture that blends European colonial heritage with indigenous Melanesian traditions. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. In 1975, Portugal suddenly withdrew from East Timor during their own domestic upheaval. For 9 days, just 9 days, East Timor tasted independence. Then Indonesia invaded, claiming the territory as their 27th province. What followed was 24 years of occupation that the world largely ignored. The Timorese people faced cultural suppression, economic exploitation, and human rights violations. An estimated 200,000 people, nearly a quarter of the population, died during this period. It's a tragedy that deserves to be remembered, yet most people outside the region know nothing about it. The turning point came in 1999. Under international pressure, Indonesia agreed to hold a referendum. The choice was simple: remain part of Indonesia with special autonomy, or become independent. Despite intimidation and violence, 78.5% of East Timorese voted for independence. But independence didn't come easy. Pro-Indonesian militias went on a rampage, destroying 70% of the country's infrastructure. Schools, hospitals, government buildings, everything was systematically destroyed. The capital, Dili, looked like a war zone. This is where the international community finally stepped in. The United Nations deployed peacekeeping forces and established a transitional administration. For nearly 3 years, the UN essentially ran the country, while East Timor rebuilt itself from the ashes. On May 20th, 2002, East Timor officially became the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. Zanana Gusmao, a former guerrilla leader who spent years fighting for independence, became the first president. The Portuguese flag came down, the Indonesian flag was long gone, and for the first time in centuries, the East Timorese flag flew over their own sovereign nation. Today, East Timor is home to about 1.3 million people spread across roughly 15,000 square kilometers. It's slightly smaller than Kuwait, but with mountainous terrain that makes it feel much larger. The landscape is breathtaking, from pristine beaches along the coast to rugged mountains in the interior, including Mount Ramelau, the country's highest peak at over 2,900 meters. The economy relies heavily on oil and gas reserves in the Timor Sea, which provides the government with most of its revenue. But there's also coffee. East Timorese coffee is gaining recognition internationally for its quality. The country is working to diversify its economy through tourism, though it remains one of Asia's least visited destinations. What makes East Timor unique isn't just its age as a nation, but its cultural identity. It's the only Southeast Asian country where Catholicism is the dominant religion, practiced by over 95% of the population. This creates a fascinating blend. You might hear Portuguese hymns sung with Indonesian melodies in churches built with traditional Timorese architecture. The challenges facing East Timor are real and significant. It's one of Asia's poorest countries, with limited infrastructure and high unemployment, especially among young people. Many areas still lack reliable electricity, clean water, or proper roads. The country is working to build institutions, train civil servants, and create economic opportunities for its people. But there's also incredible resilience and hope. Walk through Dili today, and you'll see a city rebuilding itself. New restaurants serve fusion cuisine blending Portuguese, Indonesian, and local flavors. Art centers showcase works by young Timorese artists exploring their identity. Universities are training the next generation of leaders, doctors, and engineers. East Timor represents something powerful in our modern world. Proof that small nations can survive and thrive despite overwhelming odds. In an era of globalization where cultures often get homogenized, East Timor has fought to preserve its unique identity while building toward the future. For travelers, East Timor offers something increasingly rare: authenticity. The beaches are pristine because mass tourism hasn't arrived yet. The culture is genuine because it hasn't been packaged for foreign consumption. The people are welcoming because they're proud of their hard-won independence and eager to share their story. As Asia's youngest nation, East Timor reminds us that the map of the world isn't fixed. Countries can be born. People can determine their own destiny. And sometimes, against all odds, David really can defeat Goliath. The next time someone asks you about Asia's newest country, you'll have quite a story to tell. Please subscribe and comment if you enjoyed this video.